Alright, taking another break between work and studying. Gonna fire off a traditional draft, Throne of Eldraine. Let's see how we do. Okay, our rare is Ayara, who is quite good. Obviously, like, you can only play her in like a mono black deck. Lock Dragon is probably just a better card. I mean, the effect of this card is really good. You can play it in 3 decks and not just 1. Animating Fairy is okay, but I think the Lock Dragon is stronger. Charm Sleep is also very good, but this card is just a really good effect, and 4 mana, 3/2 flying is great on its own. So I'll take that, see what we can't get after that. Well, not a ton of stuff that follows up the Lock Dragon super well. Inspiring Veteran is fine, but I'm not wanting to just like pick this right now and commit to Boros Knights. Also, I'm still mad at Boros. So for me right now, it's between the Ember Shieldbreaker and the Tome Raider. The Ember Shieldbreaker destroying an artifact is pretty impressive, honestly. There's a lot of good artifacts in this format. And also, if our opponent doesn't have them, we can always side it out, because this is a best of 3. I think the Ember Shieldbreaker is probably a little bit better than the Tome Raider, though the Tome Raider is, of course, an excellent card. Especially we'll take this following up the Lock Dragon. It's a 3rd pick Beanstalk Giant. I really like the Beanstalk Giant. It's a really sweet card. Probably take it here. Everything else in the pack is like fine, but not super interesting. So we'll take this here. We'll see. Maybe get into like a red-green something. Wow, that's a lot of red. Joust is good with knights, which we currently have 1 of. I think Joust might be good enough to take at this point. If we ended up in like a green-red deck, Joust could be good enough with like a big green creature as just a fight effect with no extra upside. And if we do get a few knights, it can be quite good. So I think we'll take that here. We'll see. Pretty weak pack. Not a lot of green after the Beanstalk Giant. I think these are fine cards. Man, am I about to play Boros again? I really don't want to. It's either Run Away Together or Youthful Knight, probably. I think I like the Run Away Together better, just because I don't like playing Boros. But the Youthful Knight with the Joust is pretty good, so I'll probably take that here. Well, we got some good red cards. We got the Ogre Errant and the Silverflame Squire. We also have a Golden Egg, which is good as well. A lot of foreboding fruits. Almost no green. I think I'll take the Ogre Errant here, because I think that Silverflame Squire and Ogre Errant are both fine cards, but we have more red than white, so I'm happy to take the pick. Let the tiebreaker be what keeps us in 1 color. And it's also a knight, which we have some synergy with. Okay, well, Run Away Together, pretty decent. Not a huge fan of 7 Dwarves. I don't really want to get there on this card. Well, the Pheasant is a good sideboard card. Not sure if we're playing green. Doesn't look like it's very open. We take Run Away Together here, because maybe we play an Izzet deck. These are really weird Izzet cards, granted, so it's not really like we're playing an Izzet deck, though. Maybe I take the 7 Dwarves? Maybe, yeah. Okay, sure. Followed up with another 7 dwarves? Seems like white is pretty open. Might be playing Boros Knights again. What a unfortunate draft this is already shaping up to be. I'm going to take the 7 dwarves. If in pack 2 we ended up in with a lot of good green cards that gave us a non-humans deck, that'd be cool. I'm happy to try and stay in red as long as possible. I'll take a Marleaf Rider. Get into a maybe Gruul aggro. It's a knight as well. It has knight synergy. Yeah, Marleaf Rider seems good in this deck. I'll take the Ginger Brute. Like I said, maybe we get into a Gruul thing in pack 2 or something. Certainly is better than both these cards, and the Ginger Brute is pretty good. Sorry, Lock Dragon, I don't think you're going to make it. Raging Red Cap, pretty easy pick here. Return to Nature is a decent sideboard option. Dolls of Beanstalk is a fine sideboard card. Special. And Lockmere Serpent. Come on. Why couldn't Mill be open? None of these cards are really good. Probably just take the Enchanted Carriage, unfortunately, and pass on the Lockmere Serpent. This is a fine card. That's heartbreaking. And now this is a few good cards. I think I'll take the Burning Yard Trainer. In limited, like a 1/1 with First Strike and Haste isn't insane. We also don't really have a lot of really good equipments. Burning Yard Trainer, like I said, we have a lot of knights, so we can get some good use out of this, I think. It's a pretty strong effect. Oh, Keeper of Fables, excellent. This is great to see pick 3. We'll pick this up and we'll try and make a Gruul deck happen. Thank you for saving me from the nightmare of Boros again. A lot of black cards, though. Well, probably take the Insatiable Appetite here. Could be a decent trick. Maybe I'll take a Ginger Brute and see if we can get some late Rosethorn Halberds for some Ginger Brute cheese. Yeah, okay. Black seems very open in this pack. Unfortunately, we're not really playing black, so... I think I'll take the Raging Red Cap here again. What's our curve looking like? Yeah, taking the Raging Red Cap over the Jousting Dummy I think is fine here. It's a better enough card. Take the Sideboard Hate. Fell the Pheasant. Not a lot going on. Maybe green isn't it? Do I already have a Return to Nature? I do. Alright, I'll take a Rally for the Throne just in case we go back. We have to go slinking back. Wow, none of these cards are good. Crashing Drawbridge, I guess? I really like the Ogre Errant, especially if we're in a Knights heavy deck. Do I like it better than Red Cap Weasel? Or Weaselback Red Cap? Wow, I'm really quite good at this. No, I think I like the Ogre Errant better. Enough. We got a couple 1-drops in Ginger Brute. I think I like that. Well, so Barge In works pretty well with our deck because it's going to be a fair bit of non-humans. Duinvale Tree Folk would be amazing to follow up a Raging Red Cap with, though. I think that's probably the pick. Yes, take that Rosethorn Halberd. Love to see it. Roving Heap, not good enough for our type of deck. Wolf's Quarry, also pretty bad. Can't catch a break. I guess there's an out muscle, so I shouldn't complain too much, but man, all of the rares and uncommons are just not good for us. So I guess at least makes this pick easy. Out muscle, obviously. Great card for us. Fierce Witch Stalker, another excellent card if we're doing a Gruul thing. Fireborn Knight. You know, maybe if I saw that earlier, I would have been more happy to get into Boros. Take the Fierce Witch Stalker here. Searing Barrage, good follow-up again, you know, if we're a more aggressive deck. This deck is a little bit more mid-rangey. Gruul tends towards that, I think, in most formats I've seen. Searing Barrage will still always be nice because we do have a fairly aggressive strategy, so if they have like a creature that can block really easily, it's nice to get out of the way. Rampart, Smasher, wow, okay, right on. Excellent. 4 mana 5/5 is great, and it's a non-human. And if we're up against a Knight's deck, that's just kind of bonus. Bonus value. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Well, I was thinking of Rosethorn Acolyte, but I might take the Wildwood Tracker here just because, you know, it's a good early drop that works with the Rosethorn Halberd. Though, as I say that, as aggressive as we are, or I thought we were, we're pretty mid-rangey. Like, we have a few early drops. But we really aren't actually, like, that crazy aggressive. Is it possible that I just want to play the fixing? I think so. I think this deck, we got 2 Ginger Brutes for the Rosethorn Halberd. This little package might not even make it. It's okay. The Rosethorn Acolyte, you do have like a bigger or a heavier curve, so like the Rosethorn Acolyte could be nice to help us quickly jump, you know, from turn 3 to Keeper of Fables or an Enchanted Carriage and stuff like that. Kind of a weird deck now that I'm looking at it. Probably take another Joust just because it's a fine fight effect. We have a lot of Knights. And we have Knights like, you know, the Ogre Errant and the Raging Redcap. Cards with more than 1 toughness that are be a Burning Aura Trainer. You know, Knights with more than 1 toughness are a little better with the Joust because maybe they'll survive more often. So, yeah, this is a little bit slower than I thought it was actually going to be. So, not slow enough that I won't take Redcap Melee, though. This card is pretty fast, and it's a nice, because I don't mind really sacrificing a land to deal 4 damage to a creature, so it's a fine removal spell. Oh, whoops, we should have played Lock Dragon the whole time. I'll take a Bargain here. We're in a very non-human-y deck. Alright, well. This is the exact opposite of other aggro decks I've played, where I start out in one of the Boros colors and think, well, maybe I can play this deck, and then get into Boros and get progressively more sad, but this time I'm actually happy to be in this. I get happier thinking I'm going to be in Boros and then moving out of it into something quite possibly worse, but whatever. I don't think I need the 3rd Redcap. Well, I guess I don't need the 3rd Raging Redcap. I want my first Weaselback Redcap. This ain't it. I might take another. Return to Nature. Might actually rather have the 2-drop than the 2nd Return to Nature, I think. So we have Artifact Destruction, so that's Enchantment and Destruction. Quite possibly, you know, we'll be fine to just the one. Cards like Revenge of Reasons being a notable exception, but the hope then there is that they only have one and we can destroy it. So yeah, I guess we probably need the 2-drop. We're probably not going to play the 7 Dwarves because, I don't know, it's it might just actually strictly be better than Blood Haze Wolverine because we don't really have any ways to trigger it, so maybe we'll just take Return to Nature and we will be playing the 7 Dwarves, quite possibly. Can't say I expected that, but I mean, yeah, right? This is just better because we don't draw. We have no ways to draw a card other than Keeper of Fables, and that happens after combat, so it's about as useless as it could be. Okay, I guess I'll just take the sideboard card in case they have a really heavy artifact deck. I'll probably be happier in the long run with that. And I guess I can play the Wildwood Tracker if I want. Got it all the way, went all the way back. Okay, well, we got into a Gruul deck. Not as tight as the last Gruul deck, but a fine deck nonetheless, I think. We have 5 cuts to make, huh? Well, the super sad thing about the Rosethorn Halberd and the Wildwood Tracker being 1-drops is that I think we're going to be playing a lot more red than we will green. Like, we'll play enough green, but we also need, like, green. So our mana is going to be a little interesting. Because you want to get, you know, 1-drops down. So we want to have, like, red mana available. Red Cap melee, you probably don't play on turn 1. Same with Bargain. Maybe it won't be that heavy of a split. What are the cuts, though? Because, like, I'm kind of happy with a lot of the cards here. I like the Beanstalk Giant, even if we're a little more, because we're more mid-rangey than we are aggro. Maybe the second Raging Red Cap is fine to cut. Maybe we cut 1 Ogre Errant. How many Knights do we have? Currently have 7 Knights. Yeah, I'll take out the Wildwood Tracker. Because we are probably still going to do like 10-7. How many 2-drop creatures do we have? Maybe the Toonvale Tree Folk's not good enough. I kind of like this card, though. It tends to overperform for me, but maybe the Rosethorn Acolyte isn't that necessary either. Fixing would be nice. Or not fixing, but just ramp would be nice, but it's not, like, critical. Maybe we take out the Marleaf Rider as well, just because we have statistically less chance to cast it on turn 2 if we start out with many mountains. That kind of makes some sense to me, but we don't want to go down too many on 2-drops. We have 4. 4 is fine with this many 1-drops, I think. What is the cut? Maybe it is just Rosethorn Halberd because we want to play it early onto like our Gingerbrute. And if we're mostly, but we're not like that split, right? Maybe Bargain, actually, because we're not like so aggressive that we're attacking all the time. will probably be like a more aggressive slant a lot of the time, but we're not like the other Gruul deck I played where the curve like ended pretty much at like there were like 1 or 2 5-drops, and then everything was like maybe like 1 or 2 5-drops, 1 or 2 4-drops, and then 3 or lower was everything else. Like Bargain made a lot more sense in that deck, but this deck I feel like we might pressure people early, but then the main power of our deck does come from like these later just really powerful cards. So maybe Bargain is just not that good. I think I like the Rosethorn Halberd more than Bargain, to be honest. We got a weird amount of removal. You know, we have Red Cap Melee, we got 2 Jousts, got Hell Muscle, Serum Barrage. And we should probably not have a lot of trouble removing threats. This deck's kind of odd. Probably, I don't know. Because yeah, we got a few knights that we can use Joust on. Ogre Errant can power up. Burning Our Trainer can power up. So I think Little Knight Package is fine, but it's not like a super synergistic deck. And I mean, a 2-mana 2/2 is you know totally serviceable. I might cut the Bloodhaze Wolverine and bring back the Raging Redcap. I think that this is just so much better than the Bloodhaze Wolverine in our deck. And our deck kind of leans more mid-rangey anyways. Let's see. Like, I don't want to make the mistake, quote unquote, of like just assuming that because I'm playing Gruul, I want to go as aggro as possible and just keep a subpar 2-drop for our deck over a synergistic Raging Redcap. These little double pip green cards are kind of unfortunate, because I'm also considering putting the Lock Dragon back in and like going like 11-6 or something. What does that look like? Probably take out the Rosethorn Halberd. Just put the Lock Dragon in there. But if we take out the Rosethorn Halberd, then Gingerbreed's also much worse, because we don't have much stuff that... Actually, I think that's better, too. I think the Rosethorn Halberd is fine. Gingerbread does have good synergy with like Keeper of Fables and like 2 Inveltory Folk, but 2 seems a bit gratuitous. This is tough. I actually think this is better. The Raging Redcap is fine. We have one that's nice. You know, for if we put the Rosethorn Halberd on it. If we had more ways to like pump up a Raging Redcap, we might play it. But like we have one Rosethorn Halberd. We got Joust, which is great, of course, but it's a transient effect. Ogre Errant, burning our trainer. Yeah, maybe we do have a lot of ways, a decent amount of ways, but Rosethorn Acolyte. I think this might actually be better. It is kind of just like a. It is kind of like a. What am I trying to say? Like a mid-range aggro deck. Like we will play pretty aggressive, but then like if we can't kill, the same way Boros would want things that fly over or reach and stuff. The way that we kind of get through is we just have bigger cards that we then play later on the curve. This is tough. Maybe I'll screen cap this sucker and send it to a Discord chat and see what people think. Because yeah, I'm kind of stumped. I feel like there's probably a couple ways you could go with this, and I'll get some different opinions on it. But right now, I think this is where I want to be with it. And we'll see how that actually manifests itself. Yeah. Okay. Play this deck a lot later, because gotta get back to studying, and then after that, I probably do need to see the Dragon Prince, or I'll die. So, bye!